Okay. So we are now live. Welcome to Love Story. And I have with me someone who you guys should know already. He's done one of our love stories in the past.
Okay. So
Duane.
we are now live.
There's that delay. We have,
Hola.
yes, we have like 1 minute delay.
Hello. Okay.
Yes. So just to let you know, those of you who are watching live, there is like, it's not 1 minute, maybe I don't know, a few seconds,
30
whatever.
seconds.
Yeah, like a 30-second delay. So you may be typing something in the chat and wondering why we're not responding. Um, it's just because it's not aligned. Or we may say something and have to wait a while for you to respond, whichever way. Um, let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna wait a little bit to see, to let some other people hop in. Usually we do our lives at 7:30, but today we had to do it a little bit earlier, and it's okay. It will post and people will catch it when they come in to look for it. But that being said, Duane, Duane, thank you for joining me. I know I just kind of hit you up last minute, and I said, bro, I am gonna do a live. Can you hop on and let's just chat instead of me being on here by myself chatting about the certain topics.
Yeah.
You're always a great person to chat to. I love talking to you. And
I'm talking to you too.
and so let me just mute this so we don't have any distractions in the background. So there are a few things I wanted to touch on today. And you can also let me know if there's any topics that come up into your mind. But the year is coming to a close, and I feel like there's so many things that happened in 2024. There are so many lessons to be learned. And I feel like just talking about some of the lessons that maybe we've learned, some of the light, some of the love that has shined in the darkness of 2024, because for a lot of people, 2024 was just disastrous. It was just so many difficult things happening, breakups and people losing their jobs, and I don't know, just so many different things happening, illnesses, deaths,
So many deaths.
right? Lots of things happening. And we're here. We've made it to December. What is today's date? December 15th,
15.
right?
Yeah.
So we've made it, and I wanted to just kind of review maybe some of the lessons that we've learned and why 2024 maybe went the way that it did for so many people. I remember when COVID started, like in 2020, by the end of this whole lockdown and all the drama, so many people were saying, this was great. I loved it. I
Yeah.
got a chance to do this and
Yeah.
do that. I leveled up. Like for so many people, it was just such a benefit to
Yes.
have to have that change, happen. So, and a lot of people, they didn't like it. Some people at first didn't like it, but then they realized the benefit of having their children home or this or that, whatever, being able to work from home and being changed careers, like just a lot of things. A lot of people experienced spiritual awakening during that time. So
Yeah.
2024 wasn't like that though.
No.
2024 just did not, seem to be given that same energy. Most
Yeah.
people that I talked to, I actually can't think of one person that I've spoken to who's just like, yes, 2024, great year. Everyone is
Yeah.
like, yo, I can't wait for this year to be done so that I can, do something new in 2025. Like 2024 is just crazy, right? Have you experienced that for 2024 or other people? Like,
Yeah. 2024. It's interesting because, I believe I'm very much a believe in like cycles. And 2024 kind of felt like a cycle ending, you know what I mean, this year. But with with a lot of endings, there's like tumultuous things happening, especially if there's like a new beginning or if there's like a new like era that we're moving into, like there's friction, things are shaking, some things that you thought were going to be a part of your experience for a long time, you're letting go of, you're releasing, like people coming out of your life, like all kinds of stuff like that. And so yeah, I do agree that 2024 has been a year of transformation, but not like the cute, polished transformation where you could be like, yeah, I went through and like now, like I'm in the light and like everything's good. Like, for a lot of people, it's like the rough stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, what's one of the lessons you feel that you learned in 2024? Like, what do you think has been like the big 2024 lesson for you? And I mean, it's not over yet, but I said
Yes.
it is December 15th. We could still have other big lessons to learn. But
Yes.
so far, was there like a reoccurring theme or some, big, huge lesson that you feel like you had to learn
Mm-hmm.
this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, 2024 for me, I think my biggest lesson was part of it was like self-love,
Mm-hmm.
and not just like nice self-love, but like tough self-love sometimes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Real self-love,
Yeah.
and pushing yourself, beyond like your limitations or beyond your habits or beyond, looking at the stuff that you've been dealing with your whole life, or the stuff that's kept you bogged down, or the stuff that like you've been holding from like your childhood, and like actively releasing, actively cleaning, actively like building on yourself. I think that's been the biggest thing for 2024. Also like completion, like completing things, like
Oh, yeah.
not letting things go like another year, like like completing, wrapping up loose ends. Yeah, just action, getting things done, like like take
Yeah.
action. I think
Yep.
that was like a big theme for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
about for you?
no, I totally agree, especially when you said like loose ends, because that's been like
Mm-hmm.
a theme of mine.
Yeah.
2024 for me was, I mean, so much happened in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
24 was like crazy in the sense that, my birthday is January 10th. So I started
Yeah.
off the year like, yes, I'm 41 and, I'm pregnant and all of this great stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then 5 days later, it was okay, I'm no longer pregnant, fighting for my life. The whole near-death experience
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
closer to life experience is what, that's what I'm coining, that closer to life
Mm-hmm.
experience. And
Yeah.
all of what that meant, you know, coming out of that, not being able to go into work, because I had
Mhm,
to build, get all my blood back and all of this, I had to get healthy again.
mhm,
And so many, it was just like so much reflecting.
mhm,
It was like a recalibration from the beginning,
mhm.
2024. Like whatever I thought I believed and how I believed, all of that got shifted, got
Yeah,
changed.
yeah.
Um, love, how whatever
Mhm,
I thought about love, what I came to know or remember that
mm,
love actually was. And
mhm,
then just trying to put everything that I had experienced on the other side, try to fit it into this mind, this realm.
yes,
What does that look like living in this realm with that knowledge?
yeah,
And then there was, actually realizing that I had to really get healthy in
mm,
order to use my body properly
Mhm.
in this
Mhm.
in this realm,
Mhm.
to be there for my husband, my children, and other people, friends, family, clients,
Mhm.
the whole
Mhm.
thing. Yeah, a lot of stepping out in faith,
Mm.
a lot of probably stepping out of the comfort zone more than stepping out of faith. I
Mm.
like,
Mm.
you know,
Yes.
doing
Yes.
interviews for people like the podcast and all of that,
Yeah.
dealing with people's comments, then reflecting,
Yeah.
seeing yourself in them aspects of yourself. It was like so
Yeah.
heavy, so intense. Everything
Yeah.
was just intense, intense, intense.
Yeah.
And then the purging, who you thought was friends. There are people who
Urge.
were apparently,
Mm.
they were so close to me,
Hmm.
thought. And then when I went through the death experience and came back, it was like, oh my God, yeah, and I gotta come see you. I gotta this, I gotta that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we're now like 12 months, I still haven't seen these people. So
Yep.
it was a lot of like, who's really your people? Like
Yeah.
who are you bringing close to you, and they don't really have you close to them until
Yeah.
there's a necessity. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Until there's a need.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was tough. It was tough to deal with all of that stuff, and then just really, like I said, with the recalibration, it's like, what is love? What is life?
Mm.
How am I going to spend it here? And then tying up
Mm.
the loose ends, because that was a message
Mhm.
that was given to me coming back
Mhm.
in to my body, that I have to tie up loose ends.
Mhm.
Never knowing, like, does that mean as soon as I tie up those loose ends, I'm gonna be out of here again?
Right.
What does that mean?
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
yeah, so I always say it's like as soon as I feel like I'm on borrowed time, you know,
Hmm.
trying to keep myself as healthy as possible so
Yes.
that when and if I do transition, it's not going to be because I was unhealthy
That's
or
right.
some type of a thing like that. But well, it wasn't even because I was unhealthy, right? It was just
Mhm.
losing so much blood due to the
Yeah.
miscarriage. But
Yeah.
um, people die all the time, right? Accidents, just whatever.
Yeah.
So none of us know what tomorrow holds. We don't
That's
know
right.
the last day, the last hour.
That's right.
And that has been something that I have to keep putting myself in remembrance. I have to keep
Mhm.
reminding myself,
Yeah.
of the fact that I didn't know I was going to be experiencing that 5 days after my birthday. And I still don't know if I'll be experiencing that tomorrow or the day after,
Right.
the day after,
Right.
you know? And so I think when you are grateful for the life that you have right now, today, it
Mhm.
causes you to treat people differently. It
Mhm.
causes you to work harder, smarter
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
getting things done that are important to
Mhm.
you. And yeah, but lots of purging. And I mean, not just for myself, friends and
Yeah.
different people who I've spoken to,
Yeah.
especially clients, because these are like strangers who are coming in. I
That's
don't
right.
know their history. I don't until I get to meet them, and
Yeah.
everyone's going through the same thing,
Yeah.
The purge. It's
A
like a purging. It's
purge.
happening.
Yeah.
But there there is a reason for this, and what
Mhm.
I was shown is that it's contrast.
Mm.
One thing, if you sit back and you look at 2024, one thing everybody's going to realize is it has taught us what we want in life and what we don't want.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's taught us,
Yes.
what kind of
Yes.
relationships we want to have, what kind of relationships we don't want to have,
Oh,
how we want
that's
to be
right.
treated, how we don't want to be treated.
That's right.
Really made that very, very clear, more than any of
Mhm.
the other years, I would say. It has
Mhm.
been that through the hardships and the trials, the
Mhm.
tribulations, it's
Yeah.
helped us to set boundaries. It's helped us to set, proper expectations.
Mhm.
Those. It's done a lot of
That's
good
right.
stuff, but it took going through, like you said, that kind of
Yeah.
rough water, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now we're here towards the end of
Mhm.
the year. And I know for me, I've been focusing on finishing up these books that
Mhm.
I know for sure were my loose ends.
That's right.
So I'm working on finishing those up. One of them is already
Getting
up.
them
The other,
done.
yep. The other one is almost done. It will definitely be done
Mhm.
before that
Mhm.
my birthday, right?
Yeah.
And it will be
Yeah.
out. And then the other one, I'm planning to release that one by the end of winter, before spring,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So yeah, happy rising spirit, know thyself, and birthing the Christ within,
Yeah.
in the reverse order.
Yeah. Exactly.
But all of these are like things that I feel, that I have within me that I need to be able to release, let it
Mhm.
out there so other people could benefit from it,
Mhm.
from that knowledge. And then that way, if I go, when I go, I don't
Yeah.
have to feel that feeling of, oh man, I had this that I didn't share, that I didn't
That's
leave. That's
right.
the same reason why I
That's
do this
right.
channel and all of this, right?
Yeah.
2024, our dear friend Taslim transitioned
Transitioned.
not too long ago.
Yeah.
Um,
She was on this.
she also, yes, exactly. And that was part of the lesson also,
Yeah.
talking about faith, talking about letting go.
Mhm.
And she was kind of
Mhm.
the person who really drove home that message of letting go.
Yeah.
Through her experience, through me being
Mhm.
who I was in her life,
Mhm.
and even now,
Yeah.
2024, if there is a theme to 2024, I think the theme would be let it go.
Let
If you
go.
don't, if you don't let it go,
That's
it's
right.
gonna be shaken and it's gonna fall off
That's right.
anyways. So just let it go.
Yeah, like it's going one way or the other.
It's going. You could either, it could be easier, it could be hard. It's,
Right.
let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2024.
Mhm.
There's people who really just shouldn't be in our lives.
Hmm.
And reason being is because we all make decisions. We have free will to decide what, like what level, so to speak, of consciousness we want to be on,
Yeah.
right? Do we want to
Yeah.
be into loving, forgiving, growing? Do we want to be
Hmm.
miserable, grudge holding,
Right.
selfish? You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
get to choose, right? You get to
Right.
choose.
Yeah.
And the people in our lives who are not moving in a higher vibration of
Mhm.
love and kindness, forgiveness, growth,
Mhm. Mhm.
understanding, wisdom, you know,
Mhm.
people who are not having those desires to manifest their highest self,
Yeah.
to assist in the most, harmonious way others also
That's right.
along their journey, like, then it's okay. Like just
Yeah.
just allow
Yes.
because you're going one direction and they're going another direction, and why are you
Yeah.
holding on? Just allow, it's
Yes.
happening. There's a split
Yes.
happening. Just allow it to
Just
happen.
allow it. Yeah.
Let go. If you have your hand open, whatever wants to jump out of your hand will jump out, whatever
That's right.
your hand will stay. So
That's right.
just release, just open your hands,
Yes.
right? That being said, there will be people who, knowing what they know about you, will
Mhm.
seek to be like leeches,
Hmm.
and they'll seek to hold on to you because they don't have any connection of their own,
Yeah.
any proper anything. So they're going to seek to leech on to you so that they could
Mhm.
go along for the ride of 2020.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we have to be aware of the people in our lives who are not contributing.
Yeah.
They're literally just there to take,
Yeah.
and there's no, it's not a reciprocal,
That's right.
relationship. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's just a lot to do with 2024, right? But going into 2025, I think
Yeah.
2024 gave us the lessons to equip us to have a successful 2025.
Yes.
And 2025 is going to be even more, a lot more things are going to happen in 2025,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is why you have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
And you don't get ready for 2025 in 2025, you get ready for 2025 in 2024,
2024. That's right.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's just, some of the things that I've realized.
Mhm.
And I have a feeling like 2025 is going to be one of a new thing. You know,
Yeah.
people have to not only let go of the things that aren't serving them, as in
Yeah.
people, situations, but also aspects of themselves,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
being able to say
That's the biggest part.
this, yeah, that's the biggest part. This aspect of myself, this thing is not serving me.
Mhm.
It's not helping myself or anyone around me. I need to
Yeah.
let this thing, this attitude, this character trait,
Yeah.
this whatever it is,
Yeah.
this pain, this trauma, all of
Mhm.
whatever it is, right? We need to be
Yeah.
able to let go of those things so that we could move into 2025 very light,
Yeah.
very
Yes.
light, as
Yeah.
empty as can be of all of that,
Yeah.
you know, sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been really trying to feel into, because well, picking up a lot of things for 2025, but I mean, just trying to see it clearly. And
Mm.
the best way I could say is like, if 2024 was the year of letting go, 2025 is the year of magnification, is what I'm
Mm.
seeing. Just whatever
Mhm.
you have is going to be magnified.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whatever
Right.
you have a little
Yeah.
good, gonna turn into a lot of good. You have a little
Yes.
bad, it's gonna turn into a lot of bad,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is why you want to purge, which is why the purge is happening.
That's why the
So,
purge. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that whole birds of a feather flock together.
Mm.
If you're hanging out with birds that aren't of your
Aren't your
feather,
feather. Yeah.
and you go into 2025 with those birds, you're gonna
That's
only
right.
attract way more of those birds that
That's
aren't of
right.
your feather.
That's
So
right.
it's better to let it fall, let it
Mhm.
go, so that you
Mhm.
enter into 2025 with one bird,
That's right.
two birds
Yeah.
that are alike with you, so that when you get into 2025, you attract more
Yes.
like you.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
clear, very,
Yeah.
you know, very distinct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be really deliberate with your thoughts in 2025, because
Mm.
things are going to manifest very quickly
Quicker.
and manifest in a way that is greater, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
multiplied.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't let 2024 just pass and not learn the lessons that it was
That's
giving
right.
us.
That's right.
Like we wanted to finish so bad that we're not looking at what it brought, the gifts that it brought,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what's left to be done? What's left that needs to be done?
yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
15 days. 16? Maybe 16.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know? It's not
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time, but it's enough time if
Oh
you,
yeah, it's enough time.
yeah.
Yeah, one day is enough time. So
Yeah.
we have 16. That's
That's
way
right.
more than enough.
That's right.
That's way more than enough,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say was your highlight of 2024?
Hmm. Wow. I think that my mentorship program with you is my highlight, you know?
Really? I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting
The
that. I don't know
mentorship
why.
program and the retreats and everything like that, because the amount of lessons that I learned throughout the process so far, like in the mentorship program and at the retreats, like there were some big lessons,
Yeah.
some big teachings there for me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the mentorship I love is so sacred to me.
Yeah.
It's like if I
Yeah.
had to stop all of the other spiritual work that I do and choose
Yes.
just like if Mosai said choose one way with
Yes.
this people,
Moving forward.
what would
Mm-hmm.
it be? From all the different ways and things that you do,
Yeah.
I think I might go with the mentorship,
Yeah.
because I get to be so close to people. I get
Mm-hmm.
to, it's just like you're just right in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just right in
Mm-hmm.
there. And the lessons, the different things we talk about, just
Yeah.
helping people to be able to, well, people join mentorship for different reasons. So helping them
Yes.
to meet their intention.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. I love that. So yeah, I know that that's it for me. I mean, I don't know
Oh,
everything.
that was it for you too?
Yeah, well, for me, that's what I experienced, right? From the mentorship.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
that
thinking
was your
about that
highlight.
you would, yeah, from your,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 My highlight, it's a lot of highlights.
Lots of highlights.
I'm alive, bro. I'm alive. That's the highlight. Oh, there's so many things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one I would choose. I think, hmm, maybe, maybe being able to finally,
Mm.
for years, like I feel like ever since I knew it was something that could be done, I
Mm.
wanted to be able to be hypnotized
Yeah.
and go into my subconscious, go in
Yeah.
as deep as possible and retrieve something.
Mm-hmm.
I always
Mm-hmm.
knew that I had information within myself,
Mm-hmm.
hidden, kept specifically. I
Mm-hmm.
always knew
Mm-hmm.
that I
Mm-hmm.
had like a treasure box there that I
Mm-hmm.
deliberately did not want to remember earlier than a specific time.
Understood. Yep.
And so I always knew that I had to find someone to do hypnosis for me, but finding a trustworthy person to be there while that treasure box got
That's
open,
it. That's it.
I, didn't know. But um, I was able to become a hypnotist
Mm-hmm.
and train somebody to
Yes.
do that, who
For
could
you.
help me.
Yeah.
Someone who I trust very much. I don't know if they want to be known, so I just won't say,
Mm-hmm.
but someone who I trust with my life,
Yes.
right? I was able to train that person,
That's
and
right.
then they were able to, put me under, and I was able to retrieve those things that I always knew was there, but I just had
Mm-hmm.
to get deep into my subconscious. So
Mm-hmm.
that was maybe especially because it all happened after the NDE. And so it was like
Right.
the cherry on top, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then going through that whole, it was such a big unraveling, you know?
Mm.
It brought so much
Mm-hmm.
understanding to me, many things I was wondering about, I was able to understand. And
Yeah.
then the whole integration with higher self,
Yes.
that it all worked together.
Resulted.
the,
Yeah.
the NDE, and then
Yeah.
followed by this, followed by that,
Yeah.
and then doing
Yeah.
integration with higher self
Yeah.
was able to finally take place in that conscious way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've been able to do some things to help others follow, how to
Yeah.
achieve that integration.
Yeah.
But um, the whole thing has been a journey. It hasn't stopped. It's funny, because initially you think that when you go through integration with higher self, like all of a sudden you're just like everything is just holy. Like you
Mm.
think that that's
Mm.
what it's gonna be like, but no,
Yeah.
you're just you're fully still yourself,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I
Talk
think
about that, because I don't think people really like as a concept, you know what I mean? Like I don't think people can even visualize what integration with higher self feels like, looks like, tastes like.
well, what I thought it was going to be. So
Mm-hmm.
when I first started really encountering higher self, like just straight on, straight on, straight
Mm-hmm.
on,
Mm-hmm.
in those sessions of hypnosis, right? Like, yeah, I was under, but I was still conscious.
Mm-hmm.
So, we would say, if you've ever had a spiritual experience, you're like, oh, I'm in the presence of God,
Mm-hmm.
it will have that feeling
Mm-hmm.
wherever I was, whenever higher self would come in and go through that process of communicating, I was in the presence of God. It's like, that feeling, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to be there all the time. So when I was told about the integration, because remember I was getting the migraines, and I had this whole, when I did like my quantum healing scan, and I was able to find out things that were happening in my body and my brain and all that. And I understood that we need to be healthy and we need to be whole, because in order for higher self to integrate fully, we can't short circuit. And that happens when our brain is not properly connected, you know, the right and left hemispheres, when there's, you know, little connections that have like subtle connections first that have separated, then it just leads to bigger separations. And then when that sort of a high frequency is, you know, elevating frequency, you just can't contain that
You can't hold
level.
it.
You can't hold it. So it, you know, that's why most of us get these things of like, you feel the power, and then it lifts off of you. You feel, because it just, you just would not be able to maintain it for the rest of your life like that, unless you do some changing, you know, some healing, not only physical healing, but emotional, mental, you know, all sorts of stuff has to take place. Because it is, you have your free will, right? You have your free will, and some things that higher self may require for you to do, because you're still experiencing and you're living out your trauma, you're not ever going to be forced to do it.
That's right.
So, you know, so it doesn't even matter. Like higher self is not like trying to, you know, you have to
Force
go through your process.
integration.
No, there's no forced integration.
Yeah.
There's no forced integration. So there was that aspect. And then when I finally, it's an ongoing process. It's like a glove, you know, a hand going into a glove. They know there's that process. It's like fingertips in first, and then the fitting, you know. So kind of when that, going through that process, it was very different than I ever thought. I didn't think I would feel alone, but I did. For the first time, I really, it's a different kind of alone feeling, because all of a sudden it goes from higher self, you know, the voice, the guiding, you know, to all of a sudden that voice is gone. It's just like you.
That's it.
It's just you. It's just you. It's like, where is that friend? Where is that?
Where is
That
it goes from like this dichotomy into like a singular, you know?
Yeah, there's no double. It's just
Yeah.
single now.
Yeah.
And it's hard to navigate sometimes because of the habit, of, you know, just the habit that you have living life, how you've lived life. And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, that way of being is no longer a way to be. You know, it's like that door is shut. And the only way to be is by being.
Literally.
The only way to be is by being. And then there's a whole learning thing to happen there, because you've never been taught this.
That's it.
So that part of it is the alone feeling, because you literally have to grow up. You know, you have to grow up. It's like nobody's holding your hand anymore. You be a big girl now, you know? And so you still go through all of your things. Anything you would have thought of, any thought you would have, whether it's depression or this or that, you're gonna get those thoughts. But then now you have to like feel it and then understand it. And then lift yourself from it. The only way it goes away is through understanding. And that understanding has to come from you understanding it. It's so different. You know, before it's like, you know, some like miraculous revelations, like that goes away. It just becomes like actually you understanding it, comprehending it, you reasoning, So yeah, it's very different. It's very different. And so it really is you growing in to being a mature son or daughter of Most High.
That's right. That's right.
And coming into that full image of Christ and being who, you know,
Mhm,
really actually made in the image and likeness
mhm,
of.
mhm, mhm,
Lessons like love and forgiveness are big because you may have thought
mhm.
that, you know, you've done this and done that, but then when that
Got
integration
that
happens,
down?
it almost feels like you have to comb through everything again.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? It almost feels
yeah.
like you have to revisit things that you thought that you already had dealt with,
Mhm,
the
mhm,
understanding part,
mhm.
right? Because sometimes we just say like, oh yeah, boom, I forgive that person. Okay, but we're saying it and doing it because we know it's a thing to say and do. We
Yes,
know it's the right thing, but we don't really
yeah,
comprehend and understand. So
yeah,
now when that integration happens, it's like,
yeah,
okay, yeah, you did and you said the right thing, but do you get
yeah,
it? And
yeah.
then you have to, when you, from the time your eye gazes on that thing, now you're going through and you have to touch every aspect of it
Mhm,
and
mhm,
understand it so that it literally
mhm.
dissolves and is nothing,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. So then when you talk to somebody and you say what you say,
Mm,
you're saying it from a place of such greater almost authority just
mhm.
because you understand it in
Yes,
the deepest, truest, highest level,
yeah.
you know. You've gone through it without being integrated.
Mhm.
You've gone through it being integrated. So
Yes.
you have that full
Oh,
view of it.
360. Yeah,
360, yeah, view
yeah,
of that situation.
yeah.
Yeah. I never knew. I never knew.
Mm,
But I think it's a rough patch and you have to go through it alone. No one could be there
mm,
with you when you
mm.
it's that cross that you have to bear, you know,
Yeah,
when you die to your old self
yeah.
so that you could raise into the new,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
But it's a different thing. It's
mhm.
very different. And I don't think anything I could have ever read would have ever explained it to me. I don't
Hmm.
even think when I share it with people, they say yes and stuff, but I know they can't possibly know until they go through it.
Until you go through it
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah. Then they're
that's
like,
when
oh
there's a real
shoot, yes,
understanding.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah. Understanding is the highest thing.
Mm,
Understanding is higher than wisdom.
mm.
I don't like to use the word higher and lower.
Yes.
Importance. I don't even
Yeah,
know if that's the
okay.
right word either.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying. Like, that's why there's a scripture that says, with all you're getting, get
Yes.
understanding.
Yes.
Wisdom is the principal thing,
Yes.
principle. But with all that knowledge, with all that wisdom, get
Get the understanding.
understanding. Because if you lack understanding, what is the wisdom that you have? What is, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what higher self, the
Mm,
integration with higher self brings understanding for
mm,
your own human life and
mm-hmm.
the human experience. You
Mm-hmm.
finally get that understanding because of
Mm-hmm.
having that view, you know, being
Yeah.
able to look at your life and the human experience with all of its feelings, all of its darkness, all of its everything, and experience it with that higher vibration within you,
Mm,
but it's not taking you out of it. It's
yeah.
letting you be in there to feel it, to see
Mm-hmm.
it, to
Mm-hmm.
touch it, and then to decide
Mm,
via understanding how
mm-hmm.
are we gonna, what's the conclusion here?
Mm-hmm.
What say thou about this?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, what say you of
Yes.
this matter?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's important. It's amazing. But
Wow.
yeah.
So is
So
it fair to say that we don't fully forgive until we have that understanding? Like
well,
there's layers of forgiveness, I guess, or
here's the thing. You can only give what you have,
hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you can only forgive at the level by which you perceive that thing
Right.
that was done.
Right.
You know what's so good?
Mhm.
Today I was reading a paper by John Piper.
Mm,
I think it was an excerpt from one of his books, and he was
mhm,
talking about, so this is why it came to me, because he was talking about forgiveness.
mhm,
And he was talking about the Our Father prayer.
mhm,
And he also spoke about when Yeshua was on the cross, forgive them, Father,
mhm,
for they know
mhm,
not what they do.
mhm,
And he was saying, I'm paraphrasing, you could
mhm,
read the paper if you want, but I'm telling you what I got from it.
mhm.
What I got from it, or what resonated with me and how I
Yeah.
received it. It was that in this forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
Mhm,
One may say, okay, if someone doesn't know what they're doing, then what is there to forgive them for? Because they're
mhm,
innocent.
mhm.
Now, remember, I'm saying this to you because we're talking about levels of forgiveness. And I said,
Yeah.
there's levels of forgiveness based on the levels of perception,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So the first perception, we all have this. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. We
Mhm,
perceive, the first perception is,
mhm,
forgive this person because they've done something to me and they don't know what they've done to me.
mhm, mhm,
That's the first level.
mhm,
One might say, okay, if I'm forgiving someone who's done something to me, then that person's not guilty. They didn't even
mhm,
know they did it. It's the
mhm,
person is walking by, they step on your foot, they have no idea they stepped on your foot, they
mhm,
keep
mhm,
walking. You know, they don't even, do they need forgiveness? Because they're
mhm.
not guilty. They didn't deliberately step on your foot, one might
Yes.
say, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in this paper, John Piper was saying, no, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
Mm.
And he was saying that they are guilty. That prayer was saying
Yeah.
they are guilty.
Yeah.
Forgive them, Father.
Yeah.
They are guilty. And
Yeah.
what are they guilty of? Knowing not what they do. You see, they're guilty of
Wow.
not knowing
Wow.
what they're,
Wow.
why? Because they were given so many signs
Wow.
as to who he was, where
Mm.
he came from, the love of
Mhm.
his message, everything.
Mhm.
They had all of this evidence.
Mm. Mm.
And with all of this evidence, they choose to still not see him.
Yeah.
So the sin is in their willing
Yes.
blindness,
Yeah.
willfully being blind,
Yes.
choosing to know not.
Yes.
They were guilty of not knowing because they should have known.
Wow. Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here first we said, oh, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. No, that's one level.
Yeah.
The next level is no, they know what they're doing. They are
Yeah.
just choosing
Yes.
to be in the not knowing of it.
Yes. Yes.
So then you're forgiving someone. Look how deep that is. That
Hmm.
is like they fully know that they should not be killing me. They're choosing to pretend that they don't know that who I am,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're gonna still slay me, knowing.
Yeah.
And that is like, I have experienced that in my life. Actually, the person who
Mhm.
I was thinking, I was praying for several people this morning, but
Mhm.
specifically one person who had really done me wrong.
Mhm.
And that had been like probably my biggest, if I could say,
Mhm.
like, if I had an enemy, it probably,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um, and I thought about that, this person knows who I am with God.
That's
This
right.
person knows me.
That's
And
right.
they did that and they continue to do things.
That's right.
And then that hit me. It's like the forgiveness that I have to pray for this person
Mm.
is that they know who I am.
Hmm.
They choose to be blind to
Yes.
who I am
Yes.
so that they can do what they're doing, to
Yes.
do what they did
Yes. And what they're still doing
and
in
what they may still be
ways.
doing.
Yeah.
So then I have to pray for that that willful
Yeah.
blindness.
Willful blindness. Yep.
And then you look across the board, there are a lot of people who have the scriptures. There are a lot of
Mhm.
people who know what Yeshua said to
Mhm.
do and to not do. They've read it. They
Mhm.
could recite it, the Beatitudes. They could recite all the woes. They could recite the Psalms. They could
Yeah.
recite the Proverbs, they could
Yeah.
they know it. But then we come back to this.
Hmm.
Knowledge is, you just have the knowledge, knowing.
Right.
Wisdom is applying what you know.
That's right.
Understanding is another level.
Hmm.
You see what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
what integration does. Integration gives you understanding. So you could say, I forgive you because you've read it and you know that you're supposed to forgive. You could say, I forgive you, and have the wisdom to know I have to forgive that person because I know I have also sinned and I need forgiveness. So I'm going to give it
Right.
because I need it. Da, 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 da. Wisdom.
Right.
But then understanding.
Yeah.
Then understanding is a whole other level. And that's
Yes.
higher self. Integration with higher self comes in, because I don't believe that you could get that understanding unless
Without.
that level of integration is there,
Yeah.
because it causes you to feel and experience everything you've experienced already, but like with that higher knowledge within you, there, in it, you're conscious of it. It's like having the mind of God, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like that. It's like you're sitting all the time, you've forgiven people, you've forgiven them from your experience.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, and then you may forgive them because you're like, oh, well, God would want me to. But then when you have the integration of higher self, it's like, okay, it's the oneness of it. It's like, I know what this person did to me.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I know what I've done to others.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what do we do with this?
Uh,
How do we reconcile this? What is fair? What is just? What is right? And you're making that choice with the full understanding of
That's it.
what you've experienced and all the pain, and
That's it.
also what forgiveness has been given to you and what you would expect. You get what I'm saying? It's like the whole thing, the whole
Whole
entire
picture.
thought is there. And then
Yeah.
you're making a decision.
Yeah.
And you're obviously making the right decision because it's higher self within you that's
it.
helping you to perceive and to do the whole thing, but you couldn't
it.
have that mind before. I remember when I was laying on the couch, I was going, like, this is the near-death experience, when I was going in and out. There was a time where I went to the other side, I got information, I came back, I was trying to hold on to the couch because my spirit kept going, and my husband was on the phone with 911. And I remember there was a certain time, this is actually recorded because I had asked for a chance to, I had asked my husband to like record a message for the children, because I really was like, oh, this is it, they're not going to see
Yeah.
mom anymore.
Yeah.
But there was a part there where I remember I said, that same individual I'm talking about, I
Yeah.
called that person's name and I said, I forgive that person.
Yeah.
I had enough consciousness to know you're leaving Earth. You cannot go across with
That's it.
unforgiveness.
That's
So
it.
I called that person's name
Yeah.
and I said, I forgive that person.
Yeah.
While I was here in this realm, I said, I forgive that person. I sit back into the next side. So I had the awareness to know, yeah, you could just forgive because it says forgive. But I had more awareness to know, oh, you're not crossing over if you don't deal with this thing
That's
right
it.
here. So
That's
I voiced it on this
Yeah.
side that I forgave the person.
Yeah.
After, when I came back into my body and all that stuff, I remembered that I had forgiven the person.
Yeah.
I thought that I had already forgiven them from before, but when I was going through that experience, I realized, nah.
Yes.
When I said it again,
Definitely not. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, right, I said it again. And
Yeah.
then, so this past year, so much has happened and things have happened with this person. And, just really me kind of going through and everything. And I said, why does this keep coming up? Is it that I am not, like, I keep saying I've already forgiven this individual, but why is it still irking me,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was like, it's not, it's not what they did to me, but it's the fact that they're still going on and
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized, with the whole integration thing that we're talking about, because I kept at it. And it was little steps, me getting better and better. The more I was realizing, okay, you know what? I need to be open to a conversation, or like little things were coming up, little steps.
Yeah.
And then finally it was like, you haven't prayed for this person. Oh, wow. Pray for your
Wow.
enemies.
Wow.
Pray for your enemies. Pray for
Wow.
those who deceitfully use you. Pray for those who persecute you, those who hurt you.
Mm.
And it was
Mm.
just like, holy.
Wow.
And I was so thankful that higher self had revealed this to me,
Yeah.
because I'm like, there ain't no way. You know, like, ain't no way.
Nope.
No, you know. So
Yep.
immediately I was like, whew, prayer mode with all my heart,
Yeah.
all my soul,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I have prayed for the individual before, but not like I prayed.
Not like
Not
that.
like I prayed like that. Yes. I have prayed before, like
Mhm.
this was pure, 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 you know. And I was
Wow.
okay. Yeah. And I feel absolutely, I've never felt this free and delivered from this,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm. Mm.
from this situation here.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yes, so I'm saying, um, this is it. This is the expectation, you know, within yourself, is
Yeah.
that you can only live up to the light that you've been given.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can only live up
Yeah.
to the light that you've been given. If I didn't, I can't do what I don't know.
That's it.
You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
You can't. That's
Yeah.
right. So that prayer was like the last step, which was that basically with an open heart, just wanting the best for that person, essentially.
The prayer was like, the prayer was something along the lines of, uh, think of the Our Father prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the prayer is along the lines of following, you know, that this person, I know that they know who I am.
Yeah.
I know that they know my heart. I know that they know how things actually went, how if they're choosing
Yeah.
to be blind about it, that's their business.
Yeah.
That's what they're choosing to be. That's what I was saying, like, forgive them for they know not what they do.
Right. Right.
So now the prayer of forgiveness is, okay, they know they're choosing to be blind and to
Mm-hmm.
operate in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive them for that. So then
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying then for them to no longer be blind,
Yeah. Yeah.
for them to be able to see and to
Yeah.
see clearly,
Yeah.
so that they can repent and turn.
Yeah. And turn their life
Not to me,
around.
not to me,
No,
because
no.
there's a scripture that says something like, if I would heal them, they would turn
Yeah.
from their ways.
From
And
their
so
ways.
that healing of the blindness, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
So I would pray that this person is able to have a genuine encounter with love, with Most
Mm-hmm.
High, maybe have
Mm-hmm.
one of those experiences where they see themselves, but there's enough love and grace surrounding them that they can actually, you know, genuinely ask, you know, Most High for forgiveness
For
and
forgiveness.
turn their life
Yeah.
around so that they actually become healthy, right? That's what
Yeah.
salvation is, it's health. So that they
Yeah.
become healthy
Yeah.
in their mind, in their
Yeah.
emotions, in their entire being, because
Yeah.
if they don't, they will continue hurting people.
That's right.
So if I say that I love, and if I say I want to protect the innocent, the
That's
best thing I
right.
can do is pray that the predators, that the
Wow.
perpetrators are no longer
Wow.
harmful.
Wow.
And the only way for them to no longer
Wow.
be harmful is for them to have a change in mind and heart.
That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's what I want. I
Wow.
want for these people
Wow.
to just come to a place where they can see themselves, they could forgive
Mm-hmm.
themselves, and they could know that the love of God is strong enough, powerful
Mm-hmm.
enough to help them on that journey of turning around, and
Yeah.
that they could trust in the Spirit of Most High to guide them to higher ground. That,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they may encounter people who may hate them because of what they've done, but that
Mm-hmm.
the love of God would be sufficient for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also pray that I would be able to be so
Mm,
connected and, just drowning in the love
mm,
of Most High, that
mm,
if I ever encounter these people,
mm-hmm.
that I would be someone who shines that love,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not
Yes.
someone who brings back to them, well, you did XYZ.
Yeah.
Remember your
Yeah.
sin. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Remember your sin. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I've sinned. I've fallen short. I've been
Yeah.
forgiven.
Yes.
So, we're all in the same,
Wow.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I feel so free. I
That's
would
so
encourage
powerful.
anybody, make a list of all the people who've done you wrong and all the
Yeah.
people who you've done wrong,
Yeah.
and forgive.
Yeah.
Forgive those people and
Mm-hmm.
forgive yourself for what you've done to those people.
Mm-hmm.
Go into 2025 free. Go into
Mm.
2025 free, free of
Yeah.
debt, free of
Yeah.
debt, free of guilt, free of shame, free of
Yeah.
just go in free. Like, I'm free. I don't care. Whoever did
Yeah.
whatever you did, hey, s-
Hmm.
what do they say? Water under the bridge?
That's
Because,
it.
holding on to anything someone has done to you, all it does is bring your vibration down, and then
It
you
does.
can't attract into your life the things you need to attract to have a better life,
That's right. That's
right?
right.
And like I
Yeah.
said, the best thing you could do is to want these people to become better people,
That's right.
because better people make less victims,
That's right. That's right.
you know?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
can create a ripple effect of positivity
And
in the
and let me
world.
tell you, people who have done wickedness, when they turn away from that wickedness, guess
Mm.
what? They are the best people to
That's
reach other
right.
wicked people,
That's right.
because they have a message. Oh, I was a rapist. I was a this.
Yeah.
I was a pedophile. I was
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And the love of God. And I was able to turn, and I could have changed my life. Then
Yeah.
people are like, oh, if that happened for you, then that could happen for me.
That's it.
You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
what good is it for me to be here not praying for that person to get a
That's
change
it.
of heart?
That's it.
Because they could be the key for other people who are doing
So many
devious things.
others. Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm
Yes.
like very happy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel very light, like
Mm-hmm.
I feel great. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like 2025 done start for me.
Yes.
I feel
Yes.
good. I just gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. So that's what I would say,
Yeah. Yeah.
for people to just maybe do a little list and take a little look at
Yeah.
yourself. You've been forgiven, you need forgiveness, give it, whatever you want someone else to do for you, whatever
Do
you
it.
want someone else to do for you, do for
That's
that
right.
person.
That's
I
right.
know if I had done to somebody what was done to me, I would want
Mm-hmm.
that person to really forgive me if I if I realized what I did, how wrong it was.
That's right.
So the only way you're going to see that is to have an encounter with Most High to show
That's
you
right.
the depths of the hurt and pain that you caused,
That's right.
so that you could actually be sorry for it.
Yeah.
And, it's the only way,
Yeah.
right? So
Hmm.
let me check the comments. I see
It's
some stuff.
so good. Like, I hope that everyone listening to this really like takes it in, really absorbs, really actions it as well, because this is pure wisdom right now.
Yeah, I see in a good way.
In a good way
And
podcast
Marianne is
in the
in
house.
is in the chat. Hello, family. Hello, family. Do you guys have any questions before we close off tonight?
Marianne.
I know we usually start at 7:30, but we went a bit earlier today.
Mhm.
Um, Convenience sake.
Yeah,
And it's gonna
it
be like that
aligns.
sometimes. If I don't announce it, then it probably will be like that sometimes. But
Mhm.
I could say going forward for
Mhm.
2025, I am gonna be taking a bit of a break off of my IG. I'm just
For
gonna let
sure.
that sit for a bit. I've given a lot of information. A
Yes.
lot of information is there. I don't even think people have digested much of the information that's there. I'm gonna let that sit for a
Nope.
bit, finish up these books and other projects that I have received that I need to finish
Mhm.
up. I'm
Mhm.
going to spend a whole lot more time with family and definitely doing some more things that I love, like painting. Yes, cooking with my daughter.
Have you ever shown your paintings on here? Like on,
No, no,
'cause
no.
people need to see. I
Yeah,
can't
I
wait for you
haven't.
to start painting again.
Yeah, I haven't. I have one right here actually that I did. It's the most recent one. Let me see
Mm.
if I could. It's just on a. Can you see?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Let's
Oh,
see
wow.
if I can go. No, I have
You
to.
can literally see
Can you
like
see it?
the movement in the water. Yeah,
I think I did something with the green screen or something now. Is it going through it?
it's
I mean,
okay. It's okay. It looks great. We can see it.
like right here, it's going through, I think.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
up there in the grass there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have gone that close.
It's all good.
Maybe here. This is good,
Yeah, this is good.
kind of. Yeah, but anyways, you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Watercolor. I'm an acrylic girl. I love acrylics.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I wanna get back to painting. I have a lot of things to paint, a lot of visions to paint.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely something I want to get into. So I'm thinking,
Right.
my YouTube might even take a little bit of a different look because
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find a way to paint. If I
That's
have to
it.
share stuff, then y'all are gonna have to listen to me sharing stuff while I'm painting. Because
I
I
think people would actually love that. I think
yeah,
people would really love that. Yeah.
because I have limited time, limited time, and I want to be able um to do to be effective, right? To
Mm-hmm.
be efficient, I mean, to be efficient
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
productive. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna set up my easel and just paint.
Yeah.
And if I
And
have something to
talk.
share, I'll turn on the camera. And if I don't, I don't, you know what I
That's
mean?
it.
But I could answer questions and all of that. And that way I'm not doing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Things that I
Mm-hmm.
really love doing and enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But definitely the new year is gonna look different. It's gonna look
Yeah.
different. I recorded a video today that I'm gonna post, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna not post the video, but I was pretty emotional in the video, but I know I have to post it because you I don't mess around with spirit. Let's just put it that way. So
Yes.
I'm gonna have to post the video. I'm gonna
Yes.
post it and well, let me not say that. I could choose to not post it. I could choose to be disobedient, but nah. I'm gonna
That's not the choice
it.
you're gonna make.
I'm gonna operate in love,
That's
right?
right.
And I'm gonna post the video. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully my prayer is that people are able to receive it and hear the
Mm-hmm.
message in it
Mm-hmm.
and forget about the messenger, just hear the message.
Mm-hmm.
Just hear the
Mm-hmm.
message and
Yeah.
take it in and just, go from there. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So we'll
Mm-hmm.
see. We'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
I look forward to, I think, our next live, next Sunday,
Yes.
we're
Yes.
gonna have you back on and
Yes.
also a few
A few
other
other.
people who have done the love stories in
Mm-hmm.
the past, whenever we started, right? I think we have like 9
Yeah.
people. But obviously Taz is not going to be here, but in
She'll
in
be in
in
spirit.
physical, but she'll be here in spirit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we definitely will try to get everybody back on to hop on
Mm-hmm.
and just
Mm-hmm.
to be able to share like last words, last thoughts for 2024,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
words of encouragement or like maybe catch up on where they are,
Mm-hmm.
where you are, what's
Mm-hmm.
happened, since
Mm-hmm.
last time we heard from you
Yeah.
and just kind of let everybody know what you have planned for 2025,
Yeah.
if anything is brewing,
Yeah.
and see what else Spirit would have us share on this
That's
live.
it.
But that's going to be lovely to get everybody on
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
just hear from
It'd be
everyone.
so nice.
Yeah, that's going to be nice. So
Yeah.
that's next week, Sunday.
Yes.
And we'll do that at
Stay
7:30.
tuned.
We'll
Yes.
do that at
That
7:30.
will be pre-planned.
Yes, that will be pre-planned. We'll do that at
Yeah.
7:30. So that's the desire, right? Let's see what life brings. But that's
That's right.
I know people say when man plans and God laughs. So
This is the thing. You
yeah,
can,
so we
you just
plan,
gotta
we
surrender.
plan. Yeah, just surrender. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, so next Sunday, let me
Yeah.
check the chat if there's any questions.
Yeah, I see a comment in there.
Marianne said, I agree that I need to forgive myself and others, but is it wrong to be happy that certain people are out of my life?
Hmm,
No,
not at all.
no, it's not wrong to be happy that certain people are out of your life. If somebody is in your life and they're causing you grief and pain
Mhm,
and whatever the case is, and then something has occurred that has caused them to, they've moved away, or because the
mhm,
friendship has dissolved, now
mhm.
you guys are no longer talking, and so you're free of that negative energy, that you shouldn't be sad. Oh, I'm so sad, I'm not suffering from this friendship. No, of course. Of course, be happy,
Be
be happy.
happy. You're
No,
free.
the thing about it is that when you bring yourself the more, like we're saying, birds of a feather flock together,
Mhm,
the more definite and distinct you make
mhm,
yourself,
mhm,
it's the more people who are liking who you are will go
mhm,
to you, and people who
mhm.
do not like who you are will leave.
Yes.
When you have yourself as being very general, then
Yeah.
all sorts are could be around you.
Yeah.
So the more you refine yourself, the more you accept who you are, like they
Mhm,
say, speak your truth.
mhm.
People who agree with your
Yeah.
vibration, with what you're saying,
Yeah.
will be around you. They'll want to
That's
be
it.
around you. And the
That's it.
people who don't like you, who don't want to put up with you,
Mhm,
who don't believe in whatever, they're not gonna like being around you, and they're gonna
mhm,
go.
mhm.
And likewise, you're going to do
Absolutely.
the same. If there's someone,
Yep.
every time you go around them, it's just negativity, negativity. You have the choice to not go around that person.
That's right.
So just allow it to happen. Be joyful. Listen, celebrate when you have peace.
Well said.
You know,
Well said.
peace is to be
That's it.
celebrated.
Peace is peace is wonderful, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Peace is,
Peace is to be
there's
celebrated.
other ways to suffer. Peace,
Yeah.
it will come. Listen,
Yes.
it's around the corner. It's there.
Yeah.
There's always something that's gonna happen in life. So
Yeah.
when things that cause you turmoil fall away, your season
Mhm.
is over.
That's
You've
right.
passed that. Okay, on
That's
to
right.
something next. There's always something else.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And hopefully
Yes.
that last situation has made you stronger so that when the next one comes, it's not as much of a burden. You already know how to
Mm,
deal with it, how to maneuver around it, and
that's right.
that's soft, you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
100% agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it. You're welcome. She says, I love peace, as do I.
That is a great position to maintain in your life,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
Because when you love peace, other things you just won't allow into your life.
That's
They'll
right.
fall to the side
Yep.
because they're not in line with that.
And the peace is first within yourself, right? You have to have that,
That part.
you have to seek that peace within yourself so that it starts manifesting on the outside, but it
That
manifests that
part.
same way. Like if you have peace within yourself and then you have it there, one, when things that you can't control
Hmm.
come around you that will disturb that peace, you know how to be centered within yourself, and you
Mhm.
realize this too shall pass.
Mhm.
When you have that peace within yourself and you're choosing where do you want to
Mhm.
place yourself,
Mhm.
you place yourself in places where that peace is not disturbed,
That's right.
right?
That's
So,
right.
but it has to be within yourself first, and peace and
Mhm.
understanding are hand in hand.
There you
Because
go.
now that I have the understanding, oh, what came immediately with the understanding? Peace. Immediately,
That's
as
such a
soon as I
beautiful
understood it,
conceit.
yeah, as soon as I understood it,
Yeah,
here comes the peace. They're
yeah,
together. They're like married, peace and understanding.
yeah. Ooh,
No? Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. And we would say back home, Batty and bench. You know, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah. So it's there.
That's
It's
right.
just together. They're one, right?
I
So
love that that came full circle.
full
Back to
circle.
understanding. I love that.
With all your understanding, with all of the get understanding.
Yeah.
Get understanding, have that peace, protect your peace, let peace be your
Mm-hmm.
compass, you know,
Mm-hmm.
let peace be your guide.
Yeah.
And joy is also there with peace. Joy, peace, understanding
Joy,
are
peace,
together,
understanding.
you know? Okay, family.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for
Ah,
being on here. We always have such good talks.
we do. We
Although
do.
today I feel like I talked a lot. And
No, I was happy for it because, you know, like everything that you were sharing was just spot on.
okay.
Spot on. Yeah.
Thank you.
So good.
Well, I hope that those watching, whenever you watch, that you will be blessed by the things that we shared today, my brother Duane and I. And if you would like to hop on here and share some of your testimony, your story, your love story, how love has brought you out of darkness into the light, whatever you feel called to share, this is a platform where you can share something that your life, some gift that your life has brought you to, that you could share with others to help encourage, to help enlighten, to help them keep on keeping on. So you can contact me at lovestory4, not the number 4, F-O-R, yes, F-O-R, not that other 4, lovestoryforyandea at gmail.com. I will put the link down below in the description. Hope to see you next Sunday at 7:30. Bye-bye.
Peace and love.